Greetings, YouTube. 2019 has brought a series of changes to the marketing department and strategies of Marvel Contest of Champions. You see, for a while now, every month on the first day of the month, we just know that into the game we're going to see the monthly calendars, where for 30 or 31 days, I guess unless it's February, you'll see every day a certain percentage of an item go into your inventory plus a signing bonus. This could be 5-star shards, 6-star shards, tier 2 alpha catalyst fragments, tier 5 basic, signature stones, etc. But Kabam, a few months back, decided that one of these was not enough. And so every once in a while, they like to bring in two, sometimes at random times and days of the month. And today is no different as it's a Sunday. And on top of that, we're a week away from the September monthly cards starting, which are pretty much guaranteed. So this is a random time, but at the same time, sometimes these calendars are only for 7 days to kind of just top off the end of the month for what they hope to be getting your money. This, of course, is the first time we've seen this really in addition to the $10 a month monthly subscription that is now separate from this, and of course the $5 monthly subscription for that increase in units. So there are a lot of subscription-based services in this game, and sometimes somebody asks me, why do you think this is? And I still think there's a chance, be it a small one, that loot box games will cease to exist at some point, because the government views them as what they probably should, legalized gambling in a mobile video game form. And so if Marvel Contest of Champions was to have loot boxes banned and you couldn't get champions randomly off of crystals, they would have to change their business model dramatically. And so these subscription-based item incentives, if you will, are a way for them to get ahead of the curve just in case the government bans loot boxes. But that is enough of that explanation. Now let's look at something that appears to not have a designation of title, as in Cavalier or Uncollected, etc. And this is something that you're going to get for 14 days. So let's take a look at this. And it is $5, the same price that you get as a reminder, whether or not you're Apple or Android, I believe now, since that is offered. The Collector's Daily Card, also $4, or $5, excuse me, gives you 735 units for 30 days. Now, 735 units for 30 days is a great deal when you consider that normally $5 gets you 135. So compare that to the price of today's offer, which gives you guaranteed 3-star Hero Crystal right now, which I think at most is worth $1, but for most accounts is probably not worth more than 50 cents. 3,500 Premium Disappointment Crystal Shards, that is very underwhelming. 1,750 4-star shards, that is almost amazing. If it was 2,000, which is only 250, that would be a full 4-star. But the question is, as we scroll down, do they give you the other 250 right now as an incentive? And they do. And that is the brilliance of the marketing that is saying, we think in 2019, a 5 or 4-star champion probably is worth $5. It's just in this case, we don't want to give you all of the shards right away, and so we're going to need your loyalty over the course of 2 weeks to form it. Now, don't get me wrong. I know there's a lot of people out there who, like me, get multiple 4-stars a week, whether it be in the arena or questing, etc. And so a 4-star offer really isn't going to be worth $5 to you. But for beginners particularly, and even intermediate players, that 4-stars are still extremely relevant to whether or not they can, say, land the white whale and become uncollected, this is a great deal. This is objectively something that, though it is inconvenient to take 14 days, will eventually form a kind of champion that it used to be $100 back in the day to get a 4-star crystal. There weren't these crystal shards. It was either a fully formed crystal or nothing. And then they slowly incorporated shards, and I do believe that has been an amazing bonus for both free-to-play players and spenders in this game. I will say a couple of small tweaks I wish that they would have included. Instead of 5 small energy refills, why not just throw in 1 full energy refill? That would be much better. And the premiums, 500 premiums with 3,500 to form 2, I think that's definitely on the low end. The 3-star Hero Crystal right now is, I guess, a nice bonus, though you kind of just have to look at it as the fortune cookie with the Chinese food check. It is free. It is something that really doesn't factor into the value. But I always say at the most, you should pay $10 for a 4-star hero. Now, of course, that is immediately and not over the course of 14 days. But this is the game acknowledging that 4 stars are being pushed out, and that especially with the new Act 6 restrictions of no 4 stars allowed, you really aren't going to be somebody once you get past Act 5 that thinks about 4 stars much, unless you're talking about, say, synergies for new content like Variant. But besides that, they're just kind of yesterday's old news. That's not to say that there still aren't amazing 4 stars. There's a reason why Kabam, even in 2019, almost going on 2020, has not released 4-star versions of, say, Wolverine and Scarlet Witch. But at the same time, 5 stars and 6 stars, especially with their larger health pools for content like Alliance Quest and Alliance War, are almost a necessity now if you're an alliance that wants to progress. So, what would I value this as a grade? I'm going to say a B+ for intermediate players and a solid A- for beginners. You're going to be hard-pressed to find a better deal, even if you were to replace this with the units to get a 4-star champion for 700 units for what, especially for those of you watching this who aren't close to becoming uncollected, is just not going to be many great rewards for 4 stars with like Act 2 and Act 3 completion. So, I am pumped to say that we have a pro player deal that is a small price to pay for a guaranteed 4-star crystal over the course of the next 14 days. And the premium disappointment shards, the small energy, and the 3-star hero crystal are simply all the bonus fortune cookie items on this. This is the best beginner deal we have seen in quite some time, and I encourage those of you who have the $5 to strongly consider if you need a 4-star champion, if most of your best champions are 3 stars, or certainly 2 stars or 1 stars, to go for this because it is a solid investment that is not dependent on the typical pathetic trash of ultimate crystals or even legendary crystals that gouge the player for a terrible gamble. Have a great Sunday, YouTube. Thanks for watching, and good luck to everybody who grinded for Warlock. I hope the score was not so high that it leaves many people depressed on this at least rainy Saturday. And by Saturday, I mean Sunday. Whenever you say the day wrong, you know it's time to end the video. Oh, mistakes. It's like they come every week.